Hi guys, welcome back to the MRC Mature Racing Club and their flagship Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it's the biggest unofficial race series on the game, and to say the game is played by millions of people worldwide, then that's quite an astonishing thing. So we're in League 4, so the lower leagues, to be honest with you. There's still sort of quite a few fast guys in here. I'd like to say I'm in there with the fast guys. So the fast guys in question are like B rated. You've got Viali in here as well. You've got Has 91. Dark Smoker's quick on his day. So all these guys can hang it when they need to. So we race 6 of 10, so we've got 2 more race rounds coming up, so each round consisting of 2 races. The secret track for next week has now been revealed, and we'll talk about that probably at the end. For now, let's get underway with the coverage of race number 6, guys. So let me just check I've got the stuff on. Display race info, yeah. There we go, lovely. Wait for the lights to go out. So a couple of guys false start. Mutt, Dark Smoker, Wilkie, Evil Cat false start. That causes absolute chaos at the back of the grid. There's people everywhere. Look, SHAREfactory and Steve Stone's battling into turn number 1. We've got Wilkie and Turner going together. Did that turn out into an incident? I'm into 4, so I've had a good start so far. I'm fending off Viali. Jeff and B rated getting involved in this as well. Jeff sort of backs out, and for his punishment gets sent off the track by Mutt. Potentially just outbrakes himself a little bit there. Coming back up to the action. Got B rated, gives Viali a little bit of a love tap, probably not too much in that, but B rated doesn't take advantage of that place anyway. Behind them, Dark Smoker and Steve Stone's having a battle. Has 91 fighting his way through as well. Has gets the move done. So that's a good move into there by Has. Going forward, I'm now into 2nd place, chasing down SHAREfactory, who is trying to make a bit of a getaway. He was quick here, SHAREfactory, who's very fast. Hard to keep pace with him today. Another man who was quick today is Viali. The GTR just seems to really work here. It really worked in the corners. 4-wheel drive, obviously, so the stability is fantastic. So he had good pace, and B rated obviously he was fought his way from the very back of the grid, and he will be hoping to pick up another race win to make it 2 on the bounce for him. Dark Smoker in 5th is fending off Has 91 for the time being. Has is dispatched to Steve Stones. Evil Cat, Turner and Mutz in a close fought battle, and Jeff after that, after being bumped off in turn 2, he's just trying to stay with the pack. So staying with it then, Viali and Wilkie are very close. B rated's going to look to take advantage of any overtakes that happen. It's just Wilkie goes a little bit wide. Dark Smoker catches the wall as well. It's going to compromise their speed coming into the S's, but not really an overtaking spot. You're going very fast, and lots of instability in these Porsches, which most of us are using. It's turning into the Porsche Cup. Dark Smoker then is going to throw one up the inside on the long right hand side, so he's now up into 5th place. A good race for Dark Smoker so far. You've got Viali chasing me down with B rated all over his backside as we start lap number 2, which SHAREfactory leads us into. I then take an audacious move down the inside of SHAREfactory. He sort of opened the door a little bit, in all brutal honesty. His entry into the turn was very wide, so I was able to slip up the inside. And that goes that. Viali's defending feverishly to be rated behind. My job now is to try and pull a gap, although I know SHAREfactory behind is very quick, so I'm not expecting too much. B rated meanwhile starting to get swallowed up by the pack, so we did miss a little bit of an incident, not an incident so to speak, but something worth covering. B rated on Viali at the hairpin. So B rated just loses it on the curbs. It's not intentional. The Porsche doesn't like the curbs here, and it got on him and it threw him off into Viali. but what you'll notice is he slows down. In slowing down, lets 3 cars pass instead of 1, but it is the fair thing to do, I guess, because you don't want to use contact and get an advantage out of it, so he does the right thing. So Dark Smoker now up into 4th, chasing down Viali. Me and SHAREfactory have built a gap to these guys through their fighting. Has is going to make a move up the inside of Dark Smoker. He's got the inside line, he's going to get the move done. But Dark Smoker's going to try and hang in there with him. Got a very fast sort of left-right chicane. You can make moves here, it's not impossible. But you've better chance of sticking in the slipstream and just chucking one in the hairpin. Let's see if Dark Smoker goes for that. He opts against it, and instead B-Rated throws an audacious move down. He's very racy today, he's B-Rated, he's eager and he's wanting it. So looking now, the pattern Steve Stones in 7th, so there's 2 sort of groups forming off, which Steve Stones is currently winning the 2nd group of. He's got a sizable gap to Evil Cat, who's been chased down furiously by Wilkie. Wilkie himself has built up a little bit of a gap to Turner behind him, who's being chased down by Mutt, and Jeff's still trying to recover from that incident a lap ago. SHAREfactory, you can see then, has pulled away from me a little bit. I've dropped into the clutches of Viali a little bit more. So obviously SHAREfactory's got past me again, and I'm back in 2nd position. Not a track I enjoyed, I won't lie. Well, I say I didn't mind the track. It is my sort of track. I enjoy these technical ones, but I wasn't very quick here. It's the pure and simple thing. I just couldn't hook a good lap up. I was actually lapping, I think my optimum time was like a 2:20 something, but I just couldn't put that lap together, to be fair. This is where let's have a look, I overshoot my braking point here, as you notice, so that's just something, let's just cover that from my perspective. So I'm chasing down SHAREfactory. You come through this, you carry as much speed through. We'll do a lap guide a little bit later on. But your braking point is the curb on the left hand side. Now I'm not watching for that, I'm watching him, and I just miss it completely, and that's it basically for me. I'm then down to 6th place, so B-Rated gets past me. I'm down to the back of this pack. Not happy about that at all. Dark Smoker's managed to get past Haz. I think he got that move done on turn 1. So these guys will be wanting to catch up to Viali now, with SHAREfactory sort of making a leap in the distance. Viali's sort of the only non-Porsche in this fight at the minute, so he's a bit outnumbered by the Porsches, but the GTR here seem to work, so he stands a very good chance of fending them all off if he can just keep his head a little bit. So this pack, oh, very nicely congested. It's sort of working for me. Because them fighting means I can catch back up and hopefully rescue something from this race. Let's check back in on pack number 2. Steve Stone's now coming under a little bit more pressure from Wilkie, who's catching him. Wilkie's obviously got past Evil Cat. Evil Cat and Turner are going cutting the grass, so they're going off-roading. Mutt, and then Mutt does it cleanly, but then Jeff, I know he's got a JDM car, but I don't think anyone told him that he's not meant to actually drift around the entire circuit. But he's having fun, so who cares. SHAREfactory then leads the pack, built up a little bit of a gap to Viali, who's been chased down by Dark Smoker. Haz is not really pressuring the guys ahead too much right now. B-Rated still hanging in, and I'm trying to hang on to B-Rated. I'm just out of the slipstream, so these guys are all giving each other slipstream on the fast bits of the circuit, and I'm not getting that advantage. I'm too far back. So these guys are basically helping each other go through. So into lap 4, so we're approaching a third of the race. So the end of this lap will be a third of the race through. At the top 5, very close together, a couple of seconds between us all. So at this point in the race, anyone could win. Anyone could win. This Viali's looking exceptionally racy. He's pulled back to SHAREfactory and he's started to drop Dark Smoker a little bit. Dark Smoker in the meantime keeping his gap about the same to Has 91. Has just gets a little bit of a better run out of that corner, and he'll be putting Dark Smoker under pressure, coming down into the chicane. As you can tell, I'm just a little bit further back from these guys. Beast from the northeast, Phil looks for a move up the inside, probably not close enough to get it done just yet, so hangs back, gets back in the slipstream. Just look at that line of cars as we enter the Miyabi section of the circuit. I'm still not within slipstream range because these guys were basically boosting each other along. I was finding it very difficult. I was having to overdrive the car essentially in order to just keep up with that. As we see a bit of an incident as Viale and Dark Smoker come together, so we are just going to go back and check that out. So let's go on board with, let's not go on board, but we'll watch Dark Smoker as he enters the long looping right-hander. He gets a much better exit out of this than Viale. Viale wasn't really going too quick out of here, and Dark Smoker pulls level with him, and Viale just goes to take his racing line and knocks him off. So Viale, after the race, did apologise for that. He states that he didn't see Dark Smoker next to him and just went to take his racing line. To be fair, if we sort of go on board with him, you can kind of see where he's coming from. Dark Smoker sort of disappears out the mirrors, and Viale hits him. My perspective on that is, you know, with the benefit of hindsight and replay cameras and stuff, probably should have waited up for him. But who knows whether he knows that he did it, or whether Dark Smoker just ran himself off, or what. You don't know at that point always. So Viale has admitted full responsibility and volunteered himself for a penalty, so I don't think there's any hard feelings between those guys. As we look forward then, we're entering the closing stages of lap 4. So the top 5 still relatively close together. Dark Smoker's managed to stay in 6th, which will be disappointing because he was up there in sort of 3rd, battling for 2nd place, and he had good pace, so he was certainly able to put some moves on people in that race. Probably be disappointed with that. Steve Stones and Wilkie still having a little bit of a tussle, and Evil Cat has dropped Mutt a little bit, so Mutt's probably a bit too far down to sort of consider making moves at this stage, with Turner and Jeff back in the field. As we enter lap 5 then, we're coming into the sort of tight, twisty technical section. We've got SHAREfactory and Viale still quite close together, Has and B-Rated still very close together, and then you've got me all the way back. So as we enter the hairpin that I famously binned it off of when I was running in 2nd, Viale just gets it a little bit loose, and that's going to sacrifice his speed coming down the hill. Of course, you'd have to be brave to make a move down here, and Has is doing just that. Has with a wonderful move down the inside. Viale just probably gets the car a little bit unstable. It affects his braking, and he drops down. As he tries to recover, B-Rated Has 91. Has gets squeezed into the wall. Let's just have another look at that. We need to go on board with Has really to get the benefit of this. So you'll see. So if we just, in fact, we'll go back and review this bit, because I was behind watching all this kick off, and this was probably the most difficult corner of the circuit for me because your braking is difficult. So here has obviously made the move on Viale. Viale's probably a little bit far back, but Viale's got a much better line. So he sort of waits for B-Rated to go through, and then absolutely launches it. So Viale's exit here is superb, and look at the drive he's got there already on B-Rated. Has 91 is back up to speed. Didn't really lose too much pace, so he's about to draw level with these guys as well. And then it's there that the contact is. Don't think there's any necessary blame on it. It's not my decision to make that, but obviously we're just reviewing it. What Has is the innocent one here, because he essentially just gets squeezed into the wall, and then in trying to recover bounces it. And then me, I'm almost sympathetic to him. I'm watching what's going on up ahead. It's a story of my life. I'm watching what other people are doing, and I just without any contact, I just bin it. But I do still make it up to 4th, so you know, every cloud and all that judgment has. Okay, so let's just skip forward a lap and see what's going on in a couple of laps' time. So we resume the action a lap later with the battle for first position. So B-Rated, who we've already said is in an exceptionally racy mood. He's going for the lead of the race. 30 minutes in, he's putting real pressure on SHAREfactory and has been doing for a couple of corners now. Gets the inside line and drive up here, but doesn't quite get the move done because of SHAREfactory's exit speed. So we're going to go over a little left-hand kink and then into the longest sweeping right-hand. You can carry a lot of speed through. You don't even really need to brake. I only sometimes brake to get the front end rotated. Even then, it's just a little tap. Really run the speed out. B-Rated's exit speed there is infinitely better than SHAREfactory's. Gets the move done just before the S's start and just manages to cut in front of him. SHAREfactory respectively just dabs the brakes a little bit just to give him room to come in cleanly. B-Rated then goes defensive going into the next right-hander, which ultimately leads you on to the start-finish straight. And Viali also gets that move done through that corner as well. So a great little move, and that's B-Rated now up to the lead of the race, with Viali and SHAREfactory following on behind. So just while that action's going on, what we'll do is we'll cover that lap from my perspective, and what we'll do there is we'll just see what this track looks like from a driver's point of view. So next you'll see is an onboard with me for lap number 6. So we're going to go for a lap on board then. So this is inside of my car, Porsche Cayman GT4. So let's see what a lap of this car looks like from my perspective. First turn, brake about 70 metres in, down into second. You can ride the curb on here, it's not too bad. It doesn't always like it if you get it too far over. Next is a little bit of a chicane, little brake. You can keep third in this, just keep the speed up basically, and then try and open up your steering as quickly as you can, but back over to the left for the braking point for the hairpin. Tighter than it looks. So, but you can get the power down on exit quite quickly, and then you go down the hill. And then you enter the Miyabi section of the circuit. So normally you keep on going up that hill to your right, but on this one you go left and then left again. And then the car sort of wants to break away to the right there because of the way the camber of the corner sits. So you have to be careful when you're putting the throttle down in case you whack the wall. You really don't want to be hitting that wall. Do that sector really well and go purple. I don't brake for this bit. Just try and get as close to the exit mid-apex as you can. Sorry, close to the mid-apex as you can. This next series of corners is quite flowing. I just have a little bit of a lift as you enter the right-hander, and that's just to stop the car running away from you. Brake on the curb, down to second, trail brake, and run your way out. A little splurt of power as you then re-enter the Yamagiwa section of the circuit. So we're now going back up that hill we would have normally gone up had the Miyabi section of the circuit not been there. Still setting purple sectors. This is the more open corner. I tend to run it out wide and go for a late apex for this one. I just found the exit speed is a little bit better if I did just that. And then into the S's. In some cars with more downforce is flat, in these it's not. You do have more downforce in a conventional road car, but still not enough to take cars like that at those sort of speeds. And then into the right-hander that takes you onto the start-finish straight. You really don't want to get that blue stuff on the left, so avoid that. Go for a late apex, and that's a lap of Yamagiwa and Miyabi in reverse. So let's jump forward and just see what's happening throughout the pack. So before we close the race out, we'll just jump forward a little bit and check out action in pack number 2. Currently being led now by Wilkie. Wilkie's built up a substantial gap to Mutt, who's got Turner sort of not necessarily breathing down his neck, because Turner's got Evil Cat to worry about, and Evil Cat's really been putting the pressure on him. Evil Cat in turn has got Steve Stones not too far behind him either, so steering that BMW, which is a quick car, so he'll be hoping he can trail onto the back of these guys. Evercott looks like he's burnt off a little bit of penalty there. That's kind of like Steve Stones really catch up to him. So let's just go on board with Steve Stones and see how he gets on in catching up. Doesn't look like he's making much of inroads in there. Evercott seems to maximise his speed coming out of that corner. Turner and Mutz seem to be racing close and clean at this minute in time. Doesn't appear to be much action going on between them two right now, but Turner's going to have a better exit coming into the chicane, but not going to go for a move just yet. Filling's mirrors full of BMW and then sneaks it back up the inside. He's going to have the inside line for this. He goes defensive, which he doesn't. Does Turner go for a lunge? He thinks about it, but wasn't close enough at that time. Right, let's see what else is happening. So my job, just covering off me, is catching this man, SHAREfactory. So since he's fell off the lead, he did go backwards a little bit because he lost out to Viale as well, if you remember. So SHAREfactory right now, we'll probably see a dot in his rearview mirror, and that is me, and I'm catching him at a decent rate. I'm getting about a second a lap on him. I'm conscious at this minute there's only 10 minutes of the race left, and at this point I'm probably about 4 or 5 seconds behind, so it's one thing catching up, it's another to pass. So we'll see how that develops in a couple of laps time. Skipping forward to lap 10 then, and the gap to SHAREfactory has visibly reduced. You can see I'm really starting to catch him. Haz is starting to come close to me as well, but I've got a decent gap to him. So he's not concerning me at this stage. Obviously no disrespect meant by that, but there was enough of a gap that I was comfortable that he wasn't lapping fast enough to catch me before the end. So I'm fully focused on the job in hand, which is catching SHAREfactory. I'm lapping about a second and a bit quicker than him per lap at this stage. And as I really maximise my exit speed out there, and as you can see now, I'm right at the back of him, and really catching on to the back. And now I'm getting a little bit of slipstream, so that's going to start helping me get onto the back of him. So as we come through the Miyabi section, so I've maximised the track, kicking up some flowers, doing a little bit of gardening on my way through, I think. So really, I'm pushing the car at this point. I'm not driving slow or conservative, I'm pushing. I'm not the fastest on this track, didn't really get much practicing with it, that's not an excuse, I know. I know a lot of guys who didn't practice on it that were just a lot quicker. Through the S's, I sort of feel like I've probably got the pace on him now. I've got a place in mind as to where I want to make the move done. So at this point I'm thinking unless the opportunity absolutely opens the door during the final turn, I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to go for it on turn 1. So I wanted to maximise my exit speed. In doing so, I do give him a little bit of a love tap. No harm done, if anything I boost him along. But I do still manage to get a decent exit myself, and boom, I'm in the slipstream. So that's his view right now. He surprises me at this point by not going defensive, because he makes this move for me probably a little bit easy. I was prepared to dummy him, I was prepared to cut back. I was mentally prepared for a couple of different things he was going to do, but ultimately he sort of let me have the play, so to speak. Whether he did that tactfully, knowing that I have a habit of outbraking myself, who knows? But either way, yet another example of clean racing from him. I've never had a battle with this kid that ended in any sort of contact, and it's good to have people like that in the club, because you know that you can race them and they're not going to throw you off the circuit. So that's me now up into third. Given the race I've had, I'm not disappointed with that at all. You know, I'm actually quite happy with third. But we'll go into it and see if I manage to keep my position. So we joined the racing just yeah, rejoin the racing just as the timer ticks to 30 minutes, which is the length of the races. So the first man we're going to see cross the line is Evil Cat 77, who comes home to solidify his 9th place. We're then going to see Mutt come in to round out our top 10. So top 8 positions are now all on the final lap, so they're battling it out for positions still. And JDM Jeff also crosses the line and finishes his. So Mutt comes home to finish 10th. So we've got B-rated, Viali, we've got myself and SHAREfactory. SHAREfactory coming through to coming in under pressure, sorry, from Has91, who's not got long left to make a move if he's going to make one stick. Dark Smoker's in 6th, a disappointing race for Dark Smoker, but beyond his control as to why it is. Wilkie doesn't finish first across the line for once, and then Turner in 8th. So B-rated comes home to win. We'll talk about that in just a sec, with Viali in 2nd. I'm chuffed to bits with 3rd, given the race that I've had. Looks like Has and SHAREfactory are really close. SHAREfactory's got a penalty to get rid of. So is that going to promote Has up? It probably is, yeah. Has in 4th position because of SHAREfactory's penalty. Dark Smoke, I think at this point, I've watched his stream, was swearing a lot. So if you've made it to this point in the video and you've enjoyed what you've watched, please go and check this man out. I'll link him in the description below. He does a lot of race commentaries, a lot of POV stuff. All his Friday night races are from his point of view. Does a lot of commentaries for other groups as well. Yeah, just go and give him a check out, give him some love and support. Wilkie and comes home to finish in 7th, and Turner's going to round off our action today and bring the BMW home in 8th position. So as we watch him come across, let's cut away and let's have a little bit of a chat about the races and what's next. So thanks for tuning in to the race review. Race number 6 finished, done with, done, dusted. Well done to B-rated, to be fair. 2 race wins on the bounce. That's how I started my season, and I've had a pretty sucky last 3 races, it has to be said. I've not won yet. I've been on the podium a couple of times, but I've not won since, what was the last one I won? What's the last one I won was Red Bull. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was, because Catalonia's the one that I had the incident on. We've just seen Brands where I came 2nd, had a crash there as well, and then Yamagiwa, Miyabi, many offs. So championship at the minute, I'm on 104 points, B-rated's on 93, so he's 11 points behind me. So we're not far, to be fair. Has 91, still in 3rd, and he's on 82 points. And then in 4th position, rounding out our sort of promotion spots, is Viali on 72. So there's 4 races left. The next race is Friday. That's going to be at Interlagos, so we're going to qualify at Interlagos and then do 30 minutes there. We'll then take the results from Interlagos, flip them on the head, and then do Dragon Trail Seaside. So one of the most iconic tracks on GT Sport, a track I really enjoy driving, to be honest. It's got the chicane of death in it, so that'll be interesting to see how that works out. And then the last weekend, the weekend of the 26th, is Lago Maggiore, one of my favourite tracks, and then immediately followed by probably the track I detest the most, which is Nordschleife, the 24-hour layout. My feelings on Nords are well known, and I'm not going to have a public whinge about it. I just don't enjoy driving it. Personal opinion, we all have tracks like that, but I get the appeal of it 110%. And to be brutally honest, it'd be fun to do like a wet night race there just for bants. I think that'd be a laugh, but not for points or anything like that. So yeah, well done. I'll round off the stream basically by saying well done to B-rated. Great results for him, and he's certainly in with a genuine shout of this championship now. He's certainly given me a push. We've gonna then talk about Kika. So if you look at my car, and I know I've pointed this out on more than one occasion, so you should know where to look now. If you take a look at my car, you'll see little handprints on it. you'll see the Kika logos dotted around. Dark Smoker's got a very blatant big orange circle on the side of his car that advertises the same thing. So we have our charity race coming up on the 6th of August, so we're not too far away now, about 3 weeks. Where there's going to be 4 sim racing groups come together. We're going to do a number of lobbies and races, all essentially 6 hours of Circuit this half in different classes of car. There's going to be live commentary across all leagues, I believe, and I know Dark Smoker and Pot at Pot are going to be covering the MRC one. I think I'm covering the NGR one, I think. If I'm not, then I'm racing, but I've got a gut feeling I'm commentating on the next gen racing lobby, but we will see. Kika is obviously a charity that we're supporting, so it's sim racing for Kika, and it's all in support of basically eliminating and supporting those. Eliminating children's cancer. I was going to say eliminating those. Anyway, no, we won't go there. Eliminating cancer in children, which is an awful sort of thing to even have to think exists. But obviously, the charity also provides support for the family as well, because it's as a father myself, I think if anything happened to my little girl like that, I'd need the support and the help. So that's it. That's the race and everything communicated. As for myself, anyone that knows me will probably know that I've been off my game lately. So apologies to anyone that I've been a bit snappy with. I've had a few things going off and it's affected me. I've actually taken a day off racing today. I've not done any. I've only fired the PS4 to re-record this video, otherwise I wouldn't have even bothered doing this. Yeah, I'm just going to take a little bit of time away, come back hopefully refreshed on like Thursday, do a little bit of practice for the next races, and hopefully get back to enjoying it again, because the last couple of races I've not had that much fun in them, and it just sort of saps your energy, I guess. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks for tuning in. It's midnight now, so I'm going to get this video rendered, uploaded, and get myself off to bed. Thank you for tuning in. Been CJW Racing. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. See you later.